Ready or Not, a tactical, realistic, first-person shooter that focuses on brutal and unforgiving reality of police work. It's been a game that's kinda under the radar and doesn't really stick out too much. It doesn't appeal to today's trends of battle royales or quick and fast movement shooters. Its slow and methodical gameplay sets up this game's lore and story, as it's found almost entirely in-game rather than on some fat blob of text, which I find interesting. Set in Los Sueños, based off real-life LA, it's essentially LA if everything bad happened all at once, with rampant poverty rates, homelessness, sanitation strikes, climate change, police defunding, massive crime issues. It's got all of our modern issues wrapped up into one city. So let's start off with two very prevalent issues, that being homelessness and sanitation strikes. As seen in-game, trash is piled up due to city officials not budging on wage increases for sanitation workers, which backfired as they got on a 40-day strike where all the trash in the entire city is just thrown to the streets. As for homelessness, it's seen by the rows of tents strung up in impoverished areas. But why is there so many homeless people? Shouldn't people have money, have jobs? Well, but also due to another strike on the Banco company, which is based off the real-life Garda company, which transports money nationwide to banks, ATMs. So this causes the issue of people not being able to access money, since due to the strike, due to lack of professional work conditions, banks and ATMs are not being supplied cash. So people who aren't even poor and have access to money can't access it. There's also a small piece of a magazine that's hard to read, but it shows how nearly a 5-year-long drought due to wildfires and climate change caused water shortages across the city, which perfectly relates to today's wildfires. And who's in charge of keeping everyone safe and in line? Well, it's a defunded PD, the Los Sueños Police Department, which is another hot topic of today where people talk about defunding the police. Anyways, as seen in game, there's cracks, chip paint, and water damage all throughout the precinct, with their budget mainly being spent on guns and equipment, ammunition. This means that with all these rampant issues of crime, poverty, strikes, sanitation strikes, and this crippling city, its last line of defense is a defunded police station. So, there's not much to be done. Now, with the game being set in LA, its setting reflects our own nation, of course, and how these things can actually happen, and these issues of poverty, homelessness, crime, climate change, defunding, and strikes, as well as many more, are all real threats to our daily lives, and is a real insight to how our own country could potentially go wrong.